All right, so Roland, we're at the Labadi Beach Hotel with the Stanbic Graphic Business Breakfast meeting, and this time we're looking at the manufacturing sector. We'll have great conversations there tomorrow, but before that, I mean, tomorrow is quite some few hours away. Right now, though, we started the show by, telling our viewers of the allegations of some exam leakage by those who sat for the Ghana Law School entrance exam. So Maxwell Agbaba is our roving man. He's our colleague. He's on the ground now with some students who sat for the exams, who are also part of those who issued that statement, strongly worded statement, by the way. So Maxwell, who do you have, and are they owning up? Did they really issue that statement? Are they making those allegations of a possible leakage of the exams that they just wrote on Friday?
Yes, indeed, Mama, they are raising concerns about the examination that was written on Friday. But for fear of being victimized, we are unable to show their identities. But indeed, they wrote the exams on the University of Ghana campus. So they want to remain anonymous. So for that, we are unable to mention their names and then also show their faces. But we want to hear from them on exactly what their concerns are. You wrote the exams on Friday. You came out, and then the concerns that we've seen in the press release is that you came out and then you saw the questions on social media, and that is giving you cause to worry that the papers actually leaked.
Yeah, exactly. I woke up quite early next morning, Saturday, and saw the question I had taken the previous day with the marking scheme sent to me by a friend, and I was surprised because the papers were taken from all of us. Indeed, part of the instruction was that we should put down our index numbers on the question papers and that they were going to be taken. So where from that paper that I saw in less than 24 hours after the examination, I was really surprised.
Was it immediately after the paper or 24 hours after the paper?
By morning on Saturday, by morning of the next day, I saw it on my WhatsApp chat.
And that's why you think that, what makes you think that they were leaked prior to the examination?
Now, what I saw was question 6, verbatim, word for word, the paper I had taken before with the marking scheme. Where did it come from? The question I took, they took all question papers from all of us. So where did it come from? That is the question to ask.
Well, could it not be that the papers were actually not out before you wrote the examination, but they came out after you wrote the examination, perhaps by the invigilators who supervised the exams? Probably they took shots of it and then put it on social media.
Assuming without admitting that were the case, the questions verbatim, word for word,
yeah.
Where did it come from?
And I'm saying that it could be probably the invigilators or the people who supervise the exams who took shots of it after you've written the paper.
I am telling you that what from the question, it was question 6. Our question, it was a compulsory question, question 1. But what came out, what's in the social media is question 6. Yes. Question 6. So your argument that it could have been, the shot could have been taken by an invigilator is wrong. If a shot was taken by an invigilator, then that's supposed to be question 1. Which we took. But what is making the round is question 6. So it gives you indication that this was in the public domain before we took the paper. Yeah. It is clear that people had prior knowledge of the question before we took the paper. It is clear.
Let me find out.
Now, another thing that happened, the halls did not start the exam at the same time. My hall finished my examination 30 minutes before other halls finished. 30 minutes on the same campus. On the same campus. Not just 5 minutes different, 30 minutes. I mean, things went wrong.
Let me find out from you what your concerns are also.
I'm raising the same concern as my friend is also raising. I mean, how can you go and toil, suffer for almost about 3 years to prepare for an examination of which we are going to take only one topic. A question will be set on only one topic, of which it comprises about 10 subjects. And then we come out to see that some people are having proud knowledge to the questions that we are going to solve. And we've done it already. And it is going to be on merit. What you're going to see is that those who will be able to obtain high marks, they will get the opportunity to go. So what about those of us who genuinely entered there and did the things on genuinely that we did not compete for anywhere, but we did it genuinely? What is our fate now? Our fate, that is what we are fighting for. We want justice to be done. We want justice to be done because we did our best, we studied hard, we prepared for the exams, and we want justice to be done.
Okay, let me find out from you also. Did you see the questions prior to the examination, or you saw it after the examination?
I saw the questions after the examination.
How many hours after the examination are you able to tell us?
In my case, it was in the afternoon after the examination, around 4:30 or so. And a friend sent it to me that, great, do you know something? Yeah, because the thing is out. I said, why? How can it be possible? He said, no, it is out. So when I saw it, it was numbered question 6. But in our case, what came in was question 1. Do you get it? So the argument that you had with my friend that it could happen that maybe they took the shot after the examination could not be possible, because what came in the examination was question 1, and it was compulsory. But this one was numbered question 6 with marking scheme.
Now, let me find out from you.
Let me add to quickly. Okay. The irony of the situation is that question 2 was that Transparency International, according to reports of Transparency International, Ghana is losing the fight against corruption, and that we should profile solutions to the issue of corruption, only for the same people to be engaging in corrupt acts. That is the irony of the situation. Yes.
Now, another thing I want to find out from you. In fact, the Independent Examinations Board was set up in 2016. And in 2017, we had students raising issues about, the entrance examination for the Ghana School of Law. 2018, you are raising similar concerns. Are you not raising these concerns because perhaps you wrote the exams, it didn't really go well for you, so you're just trying to discredit the examination?
Let me tell you what, I am one of those that believe that high standards should be maintained. And many of my friends believe that high standards should be maintained. But that's not how to maintain high standards. That's not fair. This is discriminatory. It is not one of the ways to maintain high standards. Obviously not. It cannot be. So it is not the case that, look, there are many students who, and I'm one of those, after the examination, some of my friends will tell you, I believe I was on point. But the point is, you can be on point. But someone who had prior knowledge will have more advantage. Okay,
so now, in the statement, in the press release, you're saying that the General Legal Council and then the Independent Examination Board, they are all complicit in this? You said they are complicit in this?
But where did the questions come from? We didn't set the question, they set the question. So where did it come from? My father is not on the board. I am not on the board. It is those on the board. Except you. Are you part of them? No, obviously not. So, I mean, it's neither here nor there. Okay. That's not a fair question to ask me.
In the press release, you are recommending, you are suggesting that the papers should be cancelled, and then you want the IEB also dissolved.
I think so. I think so because they have taught us that fraud vitiates everything. So I think this is a fraud on their part, and absolutely it vitiates everything. So everything that they have done should be declared null and void. Yeah.
You want the IEB dissolved. You want students to take their examinations actually in their faculties. That's what you're suggesting.
By October, admissions will be done to the Ghana School of Law. I don't think that timetable will change. In the long term, something ought to be done to assure. You see, entrance into the Ghana School of Law is too much shrouded in secrecy. It is too much shrouded in secrecy. Do you understand? Now, how sure are we that if the same persons conduct this examination, it will be fair? That is the question to ask. So I'm not here to tell you they should be dissolved or not. But how sure are we?
You made an emphatic statement in that press release that it should be dissolved.
Yes. Yes.
Are you running away from your words now?
I'm not running away from it. I'm not running away from it. Yeah. I'm not running. I'm one of the authors of that statement.
Yeah.
But beyond the statement is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm going beyond the statement.
So beyond the statement,
Yes,
you're saying that it should be dissolved. So if it is dissolved, what is beyond that?
If it is dissolved, a body will be set up to conduct the examination, isn't it?
Okay.
A body will be set up.
Saying the IUB should be dissolved so a new body should be set up to supervise the Ghana School of Law entrance examinations. Is that what you're saying?
You see, what I'm trying to let you understand is, yes, we want it to be dissolved. But the point is, beyond that, what? A body will definitely be set up. That body, we want to be assured that there will be fairness in the conduct of the examination. That is the point. It's not just about dissolving. We ought to see beyond that. Yes.
Okay. Now, away from the substantive issue of the cancellation of results, and then you saying that the IEB should be dissolved, you also raised an issue what some people would consider as, for want of a better word, petty. You said that the question papers, the answer booklets that were given to you were actually basic BCE examination booklets.
It's one of the issues raised in the press conference. The other core of the press statement is that papers, the questions were leaked, and that the examination should be retaken. The other matters are not at the core of it. Of course, they are important. Okay. Of course, they are important.
Okay. So what happens if
so do not capitalize on those other issues that are tangential. Do not capitalize on it. Okay.
So at the heart of that statement, as you rightly mentioned, is the cancellation. So if it's not cancelled, if the exam that you wrote on Friday is not cancelled, what happens? What's going to be your next line of action?
Well, what we should do is what we are doing. Yes, the final decision will not rest with us. But what we should do is what we are doing. Yes, and if it is not cancelled, what next to do will decide that. I mean, two of us here cannot decide what next to do. Okay. Yes.
But how many people are aggrieved, though? I want to know how many people. How many group? How many?
I can't actually say, but I think almost all of us. But I cannot pinpoint and say about 5 or 6 or so. But we are many. We are many. We are as many as those who wrote the exams.
Yeah. Of course, you do not expect that those who had prior knowledge of the questions, you don't expect them to be part of us. So you should naturally...
This is a matter that is just unfolding. It's hot, and Maxwell Agbagba, the meeting students who just wrote the entrance exams, the Ghana Law School entrance exams, who were making some allegations of exam leakage. Some other persons possibly haven't seen the papers that they wrote. We'll see, this is just unfolding, so there will be other talking points to this. We'll bring you the reactions to the allegations. But we have to take a breather. We'll come back with some show business. Beautiful Becky is here. Sketsy, awake, purified water.